Welcome to Every Coach Needs a Coach, the podcast for coaches of all sports and all age groups to learn from coaches and people they may otherwise never have the chance to meet. Today on See One, Do One, Teach One, we are talking about influence. And I've been looking really hard for articles. You guys know me by now. I like science. I like the facts. I like to draw my own conclusions and think hard about things. And I haven't found a journal article yet on the social, how influence happens in social constructs or in athletics. I'm coming close, but if you guys have any, please send them my way. drcoachkelly@gmail.com, DR for Dr. Kelly with an I. Please send them to me because I'm racking my brain and I'm searching all over trying to find good articles. In my search for research-based articles, though, I found one from betterup.com, which I'd never been to before, but I think I'm becoming a fan of it. And the author is a woman named Lois Melkonian, who used to be a news anchor. Now she writes for BetterUp. And she wrote this article on how influence happens. And I'm going to put a link to it so you guys can read it. And I'm not going to recap the whole thing, but she makes 4 main points on how influence happens, right? Influence happens because of the person is intentional about knowing their impact on the people around them, right? So influence happens when we're intentional, when we connect to the people we're trying to influence, when we are resilient, when we know that, like, well, it didn't work that time. I have to change something, and I have to, if I want this done my way, or if I want these people to see it my way, I have to try another method. And people who are of influence are lifelong learners. So that makes sense, right? You want to learn from someone and you want someone to impact your life who's consistently trying to get better themselves. So those are her 4 ideas on how influence happens. And I think they're pretty sound. Then she goes on to explain how to become a better influencer, right? A person of more influence, whether that's at work, whether that's on your team, whether it's in your family, right? So there's 7 or 8 tips there, one of which was listening. Okay. The second is acting with integrity. The third is doing what you say you'll do. The fourth is giving others a voice. The fifth is taking care of yourself. The sixth is staying competent. The seventh is staying focused. The eighth is being engaged with others. And she kind of throws in a bonus tip there of, like, you got to be genuine about it. That's hard. That's a tall, stinking order. And we have to do it with, depending on what you coach, right? You may coach a one-on-one sport, right? You may coach tennis or swimming or bowling, right? Where it's more, or track, right? Where it's the individual has to be coached. And even then you got up to, 100 athletes on a team, on a track team. You might coach a team sport, in which case, you have 5 basketball players on a field or 11 soccer players on the field. That's stinking hard to do all those 8 things, right? Listen, be integrity, do what you'll say you're going to do, give others a voice, take care of yourself, stay confident, stay focused, be engaged. That's really hard. And I admire you as a coach for trying to accomplish any of them, right? For even acknowledging that you have an influence on your kids and your student athletes. I said it in the first podcast about influence. I don't know that we signed up for that. Oh my gosh, that's a really tall order. And it's so cool because there's so few people who are coaching, right? It's such a small community of people who are signing up to do this. Gosh, if the whole world signed up to do this, if the whole world signed up to listen, to have integrity, to do what they say they're going to do, to give others a voice, to take care of themselves, staying confident, staying focused, and being engaged with others, how great a world would that be to live in, right? So understand, I understand that's really hard to do. It's hard for me. It's hard for everyone I know to do that. Some people, it appears that it comes easy to. I would bet you that it's pretty hard for them, especially on certain days. So that's this reporter's idea of how to get better at influencing others? I would challenge you to look at those areas, right? And I'll type them out so you guys can read them, right? How well do you listen? How well do you personally act with integrity, right? Somewhere in the article, she says, character's built when no one's watching. And it's true. How well do you do what you say you'll do? How well do you give others a voice? How well do you take care of yourself? How competent do you stay? How focused do you stay? And how engaged are you with the people that you're influencing? So that's a lot. We can unpack that tomorrow. But I'm going to give you guys another article tomorrow. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time with me today. Keep getting better every day.